This is why your glutes aren't growing even if you're training hard. And I grew my glutes from this to this just in a few months, and I haven't seen results for years. This video is just one guide how to do this, probably most common mistakes that you might do. First, it's not eating enough. If you don't eat enough, obviously you won't be able to grow muscle and you won't be able to build your glutes, because nutrition is even more important than the way you work out. If you don't eat enough, no matter how hard you work out, you won't see any results. You won't see any progress at all. So that's why it's so crucial and so important to actually eat enough protein every single day. I always tell it's 2 grams per 1 kilogram of body weight, and in pounds, I'll write it here on the screen. It's so important to just get enough food every single day. I see this common mistake. Women, they want to get toned and lean, but at the same time they eat like 1000 calories a day, which is obviously not enough, and not eating enough protein, sitting mostly on salads and vegetables, fruits, and not eating truly enough carbs, protein, fats, which is crucial for women's health. If you want to truly grow glutes, you need to eat enough, because this is basically the foundation of your progress and muscle growth. You can use the app called MyFitnessPal, which I use also. You just ask me how many calories I should eat and overall protein. Just use this app. It asks you in the beginning what is your goal. You choose bulk up and gain muscle, and it creates this like plan for you how many calories you should eat. And of course you need to eat on calorie surplus. Of course you won't get fat if you just eat enough protein and track your nutrition, what kind of food you eat and consume. Look at this and you just know that you eat more healthy, nutritious food. Of course sometimes you can eat some pizza, chocolate, cakes, I don't know, whatever you want, but make sure that like around 80% of your nutrition is healthy. Second, it's not doing right exercises or not doing it with the right form, or trying to lift weights that you cannot lift with really poor form. In terms of glutes, if you do the bad form, you won't get the glute activation. That's what I also did while doing a hip thrust. Honestly, I'm not an exception. Before I did a lot of mistakes. You're not alone. For example, if you squat too upright, like this, not leaning forward, you'll activate your quads instead of glutes. So form matters so much in terms of exercise. If you do Bulgarian split squats also with too upright position, not leaning forward, also quad activation again. If you're not tucking in your pelvis while doing the hip thrust, you don't have this glute and deep glute activation. RDLs with rounded back, you will get lower back strain, and it's not going to be really pleasant. Maybe you're not doing the exercise with the proper form and you focus on lifting heavier than you actually can lift. Make sure to lower the weight and do the exercise properly. Third thing, it's skipping compound or isolation movements. With the simple words, we have isolated movements, we have compound movements. Isolated, they target only one muscle when you do the abductions or kickbacks, but compound movements, they target more muscle, few muscle like quads, hamstrings. If you do RDLs, a great example of compound movement because it targets your hamstrings, your glutes as well. If you skip any of those, probably you won't see as good results, or might be the reason why your glutes are not growing. I have this quick comparison between compound lift and isolation exercises, why you should do both actually. First of all, compound lift, it target multiple muscle and joint, while isolation exercise target only one muscle group. Compound lift, heavy weight, more strength. Isolation, you do light to moderate weight, so not too heavy, because you won't do this with proper form. Compound, it's foundation of a workout for sure. Isolation, that's not the foundation, but this is just add on after compounds. So you just add isolation movement to build the form. Compound movements, they're better for overall growth of muscle and size of your glutes. If you do the isolation movement like kickbacks, it's good for details and activation. For example, compound movements, let's think about squats, deadlifts, or hip thrust, RDLs. But if we think about isolation, it's more like kickbacks, curls, or abduction. If you do only compound movements, your glutes won't be in this great shape and it won't get that shape. You will have strong glutes, yes. It won't target all angles of your glutes, like glutes minimus or medius. It's also important to do isolation movements. If you do only isolation movements like kickbacks, of course you won't see glute growth at all. That's why you need to mix both. Isolation and compound. How you should do this, I just start with 1-2 compound movement like hip thrust, usually Bulgarian split squats. Then I add 1-2 accessory compound movement. This is basically when you use accessories attached to the screen. Step ups, accessory compound, leg press, for example, one leg press. You want to finish with 1 or 2 isolation movements like kickbacks or abductions. Perfect structure for glute growth and amazing workout. Try this out. I'm sure it's going to change your journey and your muscle growth. These are the best exercises that help me to build a shelf, which helped me to grow my glutes a lot. My number one, I think it's step ups, calf glute bridge, single leg press, Bulgarian split squats, and elevated 1-foot lunges. You can try any of those. Now we're moving to another point. It's not using enough weights. Your glutes, they're a really strong muscle and they need a challenge. So main mistake if you do 20 plus reps non-stop and you don't feel tired, it's not till failure. I have a question for you. Probably you're not using enough weight. You're not growing with this. Your muscle grow when you do from 8 to 12 reps till failure. So till failure, it means that you cannot push anymore. The last rep, it should be really juicy. Like I cannot push anymore and you push through the pain. This is how it works when you want to build muscle. But it's also important to focus on the right form. Please do this. Don't do this mindlessly and really fast. You need to push it. Yeah, I can attach video here how I do this. Basically, sometimes I do pulses at the end, especially on hip thrust. It helps so much. Or the last thing that you might do, too much variety of exercises and no progressive overload. So when you're doing 12 different workouts, like different exercises per session, not structuring your workouts well, doing different exercises every single week, here's why you don't see any results. It's going to be the best if you choose only 4 main exercises. I usually choose from 4 to 5, but you can choose 4 if you're a beginner. You do those exercises for a month. Every single session of your glute workout, keep doing the same exercises, but at the same time, you want to do progressive overload. This is basically adding weight with time, or doing more reps, or doing this with more time, like more focus on this. This is the mistake that I have been doing and I was wondering why nothing changes. I was doing the same reps, the same weight, the same exercises, everything for months. So I didn't push myself to lift heavier. I just did the same exercise with the same weight and the same reps. This is what is not going to help you to grow your glutes, because your body just gets used to this. Your muscle, they adjust to this. For your body, it just seems normal. It keeps your muscle the same size, the same strength. That's why you want to add weight with time, and I also wrote the plan, for example, how you can do this. If you're a beginner, it usually goes faster. By the way, you will be able to do this only while eating enough. If you don't eat enough, you won't be able to see progress and like progressive overload, because your body physically won't be able to handle those weights. So you need to bulk a bit at least, eat high protein. I didn't eat enough before, I didn't saw any progress. Week 1, you do 10 squats with 10 kgs. Week 2, you do 12 squats with the same weight, so it means more reps. This is progressive overload. Week 3, you add 2.5 kgs and do 10 reps again. You do more weight. This is how progressive overload works. So basically you grow in your strength, in the way you do your reps, how much reps you do, and you increase the weight. From weeks to months, it depends personally on how long you train, what kind of exercise this is. It might not be as drastic, like I add 12 kilograms, right? Weight might be only 2 kilograms, but this is also a progressive overload. And I want to mention, if you want to get a personalized coaching with me, I'm always open to help you to grow glutes, to build your dream body, to change your mindset around food, nutrition, and overall self-confidence. So if you'd like to work with me, I have the link to my website down below. If you're interested in this, I'm just glad to help. Thank you so much for your attention. See you in the next video. Wish you good luck with your journey.